my copy of the Dave Canterbury fishing kit. It's just sprinkler caps, PVC tube, and a joining piece in the middle. On each end I've got 50-pound braided spider line fishing line and 20-pound clear normal fishing line. One cap I've got 2 floaters. Got some spare line in the center of both kinds. Bunch of sinkers. And the hooks I'm not going to be able to get out, but I got 2 little Ziploc bags of size 1 and size 2 hooks. 8 of each. And it's very easy to use. Depending on what kind of fish you think you're going to be catching, you go for the different pound strength line, attach a lure, a sinker if you need it, and a floater, and just hope it's a bait. Just luck that it on it's in there.
Yeah, but before you do that, one thing you should remember, that if you tie it there,
Head off extra.
No, you need to have it. Okay, when you tie your string on, you have to have it over the mark. So you set those
Oh
here.
shit! Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so if you move the string, now the other thing too, okay, to remember, if you can. Now, with your trigger, if you got your trigger permit, okay, when you tie it, okay, and then you tie your trigger. Now, once you say your trigger's tied, okay, with anything other than say this rope, if this had been wire, you could actually just have that tail overhung, tie your loop in there, and that extra long piece, yeah, would become your snare. Yeah. So just something to keep in mind.
This could actually become a snare too, because it's pretty slippery.
Yeah. Well, you could actually use this wire or this string for snare.
I just think it's better too, because it's all like shiny wire.
Yeah.
And this header on that first.
This is your baby. And the other thing I mentioned to you before too, when you finish tying this, right?
I was just typing great.
Yeah. Well, when you tie this, try to get your knot on the opposite side of the hook. So when it's hooked in, okay, it's actually going.
Oh, it pulls outward.
Or pulls inward, depending on where you're working, right?
Okay.
So if it's pulls up, so you may want on this one, you may want to tie the rope here, because it's so fast.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you tie it. Right? It just depends on where you tie it and where the tension is on the rope. Sometimes you may have to make the knot in the back of the trigger. Sometimes you might have to make the knot on the inside of the trigger. So in this case, it looks like you need it on the inside, where you're tying it now. Just so when it's actually set, that you have all that It just,
Make sure everything's locked.
yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be fine. You can, like I said, depending on how much tension your sapling is on, you can adjust it. If it's got lots of spring, you can set it higher. If you figure that you're going to need that really quick release, higher and lower. Because with a branch like this, the lower it's tied, faster it's going to spring. So, like I said, I mean, for just the demonstration purposes, just for learning purposes, it doesn't really matter.
And I just realized now I should have tied it to this end first, but I had to slap down there.
That doesn't matter, dude. I mean, as long as you know how to make the snare itself.
Yeah.
So it's just the trigger that you really need to work on. As long as you're familiar on. Just be careful with those spin documents.
Yeah, I remember.
See what I mean? So, like, that was so sensitive that it fired itself. So that's good.
Well, it's bad if you wanted to link for an animal, right?
Right, but the thing is.
Oh, what about wind? Well,
There again, I mean, it's one thing or another, right? I mean, if you can, when you set your trap, if it's not set to be sensitive, okay, chances are, if something comes along, the trap may not fire at all. Okay?
Doesn't shoot you.
The whole point is, if the trigger is not sensitive enough and it doesn't fire, it doesn't do you any good. But if the trigger is sensitive, then it doesn't matter what comes along. Something just bumps that snare, boom. You know that it's going to fire. Although I would try maybe hooking it right on this side. I think there's a bit of a deeper cut there. Whatever you do, just watch it thing.
Yeah.
Been there, done that one.
Yeah, nothing to get at. Well, I'll play it up to you.
Basically, if you can't mess around with it, okay, like if you go in and set this each and every time, just boom like that, it's probably not sensitive, right?
Yeah.
But if you have to mess around with it, okay, now, hold on. If you've got to mess around with it to get it set, chances are that it's plenty sensitive, right? So, as I said, they're even, I think if a rabbit had come around and stuck his head in that, it would have fired just fine.
We have to walk this way. Well, where do you use it? Oh, I guess we better put it here, right?
Well, yeah.
So it goes either way. It's either way.
Yeah, if your trail is here, okay, ideally, okay, you want to have your snare hooked and over the trail. But also what we could probably do is make a funnel.
Yeah,
where we put brush on either side of the trail so the animal can't go around. And the thing with rabbits, or most animals, is they will not back up. Okay, rabbits don't back up. Okay, so that's the whole reason for a funnel though. Okay, that's the reason behind a funnel. If you build a funnel here, and then on the other side, okay, a rabbit or most animals will not turn around. They'll just keep going. So once you get him into that funnel, providing he gets his head in the loop, well, even if he gets his body or something in the loop as well, chances are you're going to have food. So that's. Okay, and ideally, probably probably this one will fire a little bit easier now. It's set just on the edge. I just want to say too, like I said before, this trap can be used with a snare or with fish line. So
Yeah, that fish line one is really good.
yeah, if you hooked on 25 feet of fish line, threw it out, fish comes along, pulls your trigger, hold the loop open, and yeah, I set it usually a fist high or 4 fingers high, 4 fingers off the ground, and usually the loop actually one might probably should have been a little bit even bigger. See? Well, you don't want it stuck in the ground though. All you want to do is just
Oh, so you want those to come up too?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then like I said,
Yeah, because then if it goes this way, it's
yeah. Once you finish that, your animal's going to come along. It's going to catch a snare, and there's your rabbit. Now, if that had been your rabbit, you would have been eating it. There would have been a kick down. There would have been off the ground.
Yeah, it's sure the idea of the
Well, it keeps some of the animals away from the wheel too.
Yeah, I'll make it late.
Well, that's your introduction to spring snares.
That's one.
Well, this is the simplest one. But like I said, I mean, with this one too, if this is a longer piece, if this was 25 feet with a hook on it, you can use it for fish. You can put a bobber on it. You know, you can.
Yeah, it was the bobber.
Right to the bottom, yeah. You can, there's so many, this is so versatile. How fun. And like I said, this is the one that I usually start people out with anyways. Just because it is simple. If this had been a fish line, of course it would be out in the water. Yeah, the fish would pull it out. And you got your fish, right? There you go.
Yeah, why didn't it make up?
No. I've done this lots of times before. But you got the knot you got in here. This is the house that producer. Or I mean, we did that. Yeah, no, it's fine. Like I said, as soon as the trap fires, at least you know nothing's going to slip out of it.
Yeah.
So now you can do with whatever you want. She's all yours.